Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's trade ideas and signal. We will be starting from where we left off last in our last episode of analysis. We did some analysis and we were able to capitalize on it perfectly, and it gave us a perfect 1 to 5, in which we were able to bank comfortably, even though the trade takes more than what is it called? More than a week to materialize. Throughout last week, we were unable to do any analysis because the markets just busy consolidating. We have this Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday, and for the whole week, market was just consolidating. So, and as you can see here, from this Monday here, so here happens to be the range for the whole week. For the whole week, markets opened here and it ranges throughout last week. So that's the reason why, patience is very, very paramount when you are trading. If you can't wait through all this phase for it to kind of like give you what you want or invalidate your trade before you take another one, then, you have to work on being patient in the market. And as you can see perfectly, our trade comes out the way we plan it, even though we spent a whole week. But before we even come back to the market on Monday, yesterday, we got our TP, and that was so perfect to some extent for us. So, starting with what we have today, and you know, we're going to start our analysis by kind of like see what the market is in and what we can capitalize on in the market. Okay. Yesterday I took some trade and it wasn't planned. So I just come into the market. I saw something here and I was actually this leg is supposed to hold, but as you can see, it didn't hold. Then we have this range throughout Asian session. And I was surprised we have, even though this gave us our TP, but nonetheless, we are still expecting some kind of like, but this price action is kind of weird in the sense that we have a very massive consolidation throughout last week. And opening on Monday, we have this massive movement. It's just moving massively. So I spot some kind of what is it called, a breaker block here that sponsored the liquidity that was taken. So I kind of took the trade from this particular level. Then I noticed that we have the another one here, which give us the something that we kind of expecting from this level. But it's a 15-minute trade anyway. And as you can see, this is the breaker block that lies perfectly, that breaks the something, and we tap into it, and we have some kind of closure. So I was hoping that this 1 hour in breaker block is going to still hold and it kind of creates an internal structure, 1 hour internal structure again from that same level, from that same level, line perfectly on that one. Then we noticed that market just begin to went into consolidation, kind of give us some kind of reversal here. But as you can see, it did not materialize and the trade, this breaker block versus internal structure got invalidated, which makes me to kind of lose this trade. So, but we have this level here that is still holding. So personally, we're going to still do some analysis. I just want to show you this one before I erase the whole annotation. And we have this Asian range this morning that took out this particular trade, this breaker block that we have here, this 1 hour breaker block. But to my surprise, we still have this 15-minute breaker block still holding. But market is this king. It can do whatever pleases it. So what we're going to do now is very simple. We're going to erase all our notation And I still have one trade here, even though this particular leg, I believe in it to some extent. This breaker block that we have here, and above this level, if we are to check 5 minutes, we will see that there is an unmitigated area there, which is this particular leg here. And as we can see, the little internal structure that we have here is the only thing that is holding this leg back. But anything can happen in the market, as we can see from this particular leg, anything can just happen in the market. So if we are having this type of consolidation, what we are going to do is just chill it out and try to see what we're going to. Well, what we are building here, we are coming from a very strong low and which can still send price up, and we run into this particular level. Place a trade for this 5 minutes, 5 minute shift that we have here. And I'm kind of expecting that, okay, if at all, if this trade did not hold, if all these ones did not hold, then I'm anticipating this level to kind of just give us some reaction into this particular leg here. But as you can see, it has been fulfilled. So anything can happen in the market. So what we're going to do is to just quickly run some analysis through. But what we are seeing from this particular leg with this shift that we have here is I'm kind of expecting some reaction from this leg here. So this can be the other block is an internal structure. If we check it through on 1 hour, you can see, or as we have it here, anything can just happen in the market. So if we have that level, it is this level I'm expecting that we can still buy from this particular leg that we have here. And wherever happens, but before we take this leg to be our, let's check what it is on 5 minutes. As you can see, it's lying perfectly with that leg. But anything can happen in the markets. Anything can just happen in the market. So except you want to risk that leg, but with the kind of something we are having here, we've got to chill it out. So it can give us, it can react into the top, or what we're going to do is this. Let's remove all annotation and also hide our Asian range, and let's use structure to do our analysis. We're going to use structure, and we have this something, have this break of structure, which is our weak high, which has been taken. And where's the leg that sponsor it? The leg that sponsor it lie perfectly here. It's the leg that sponsor the whole movement. That's the leg that sponsor the whole movement. So that's a strong low. Then happens to be a strong low. But with the kind of reaction we are having here, we am kind of wary of it because this particular leg is creating a shift, and I cannot conclusively bank on this leg to be our strong low. But nonetheless, it has given us what we want in the market anyway. So we actually don't need to be worrying about it. So with this kind of movement that we have here, can't trust this leg until we have a shift again. So if it kind of creates a shift for us, then I can bank on it. But what we are having might change my direction uh, to a lower movement. So what we're going to do basically is this. Okay, we're going to fear of missing out. Okay, she will erase fear of missing out in our trade, and we should kind of like try to do something in the markets. Okay, we've broke through this consolidation that we had throughout last week. Hmm. what we're going to do is focus on where market is now, because I cannot kind of, this leg has been fulfilled. The external liquidity has been taken on this leg. And let's see let's on weekly where we are. In fact, the weekly liquidity has been taken, and once we have an inside bar and we move out of an inside bar, we are expecting some kind of great impulsive movement. But from what we have here, you can see where we are reacting from. We are reacting from this particular leg that we have here. And anything can happen in the market. Even though we are having some reaction from this leg, what we're going to basically do is very, very simple. Since we have this major higher high, which is our weak high, and these are to be a strong low, what we'll be expecting is kind of like anticipate what the market is going to do from this leg. So I guess we're going to be moving to the right side of the market for what we have here. So see this leg that I'm talking about. So let's move to the right side of the market and try to do some analysis. Okay. So from what we have here, we have this little break of structure. This is a minor turtle soup. There's a minor turtle soup there. And we have this flip, kind of create a flip here. It's a minor flip since we have a turtle soup. But the reason why it's not a flip, we only experience the flip. Yeah, we only experience the flip here. The minor flip we are talking about only happened here. Maybe that's the reason why the market has to come back to that level. So, and then we have a minor shift in the markets. So minor shift after it has given us a total soup, making the liquidity be above this high. And that our MSS, then this leg automatically becomes our minor strong high. So here becomes our weak high, weak low rather. Here becomes our minor weak low. So from the leg that we have here, from this particular leg, I was actually expecting, since we have this TC, I mean, we are, yes, trend change. We have a trend change, and for whatever reason, this leg got, uh, and we have this particular leg that is lined perfectly. We have a breaker block here, which is what I used in taking my trades yesterday. I used this particular leg, this whole leg, to take my trade yesterday, which is a breaker block, 50 minutes breaker block. And it did give us some leveling in the market. So, and I see eventually come to think of this internal structure to be a level that's going to give us, but it only give us some kind of reaction and it was taken out of the market. So yeah, this one, that particular one, it's just I don't like reacting from a very old something. Let's time it to be. I don't like reacting from that. So I just kind of want to understand the reason why we have all this leg, we have this leg to this manipulation that we have here. I was actually expecting this leg to, but looking on daily, I checked daily yesterday, kind of believe that, okay, if the new day open, I'm not expecting the new day to kind of not take out that leg. So we cannot just have this reaction here and for market to just kind of like just give us retracement backward without giving us some kind of proper MSS in the market. So the justification I have for this leg that got broken, that got invalidated, this particular one here, that got invalidated is because of the new day opening. So that's what I kind of want to believe. That's the 1 hour breaker block. So that's what I kind of want to believe. So a new day, a new candle will just open and give us that kind of movement. So from what we have here, we have this minor MSS. Until this leg, this particular break this structure, then automatically we're going to be looking for sell. I'm not trusting buy yet. I'm not even trusting any buy for now. And the sell that we have, I'm still trusting this kind of 15 minutes breaker block. And I'm not trusting the buy from this leg yet, because if at all, if we have this to be our other block, we shouldn't have this massive candle movement downward. It's so massive. So if it is this massive, then automatically, you can't trust this leg is danger. As we can see, the price is tending to come lower. So from our analysis here, I guess my trade for the short position that we have from this particular leg is 15 minutes trade. So it's this leg here. So our trade is 25 pips. 25 pips. 25 pips. Then we're going to have 1 to 15 at a massive 1 to 5. So still believe that's the trade that is still kind of on. So even though yes, in this trade, I'm anticipating it for it to kind of materialize. But we have this block here that I'm still kind of looking at that might be our other block to even send price above. So this particular leg here. So I'm anticipating this leg, but it is the reaction that it gives us around this leg that will determine what we're going to be expecting from the market. What we are seeing here, we are seeing some kind of reaction from this particular leg. So what we're going to do is, okay, this 15 minutes might kind of like, even though I'm not trusting it that much, but you know, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. But in this type of scenario, I don't kind of like believe, okay, it's giving us some beautiful reaction from that leg. So we have one internal structure here. So we have this trade that is going on. And I'm going to kind of create another re-entry for it that we can capitalize on and move from there. So we have this leg here again. So I'm leaning towards selling more than buying. And why am I leaning towards that? Even though we have this to be a shift in the market and we have this trend change. So we just have this kind of reaction in the market. So anything can happen. Uh, we're going to be leaning toward this leg here. So if at all if we're going to have anything to do with this movement upward, then I don't believe this leg should be transcended. So here can just be our what is it called? Reclaim other block. That's supposed to send price up. So, but nonetheless, we'll be very, very careful picking direction. For today, the analysis is becoming too long. So if at all we're going to have anything still within this Asian range, and both high and low might be taken. So anything can happen in the market. So what are we leaning toward? Actually, if I'm going to be leaning toward anything, it's going to be this. I'm going to be leaning towards sell. Yes, I'll be leaning towards sell because these are strong guy in a minor structure. And as you can see, the Asian range above this leg. So which means the Asian range might be protected. And the kind of reaction we are having from this leg here is what is giving me some kind of assurance that we might. So let's study this leg here that we have here. We have this trend change. Even though this leg did not take any liquidity before going up. So if we have this particular leg kind of trying to run through my. So if I thought we're going to have any retracement, it might actually be this place. And as you can see, we have a fair value gap here. Let's check 1 hour to see what we can capitalize on. Okay. From what we are having here, I can just say we should just chill it out. Okay. We have that fair value gap. Let's see how it is on 15 minutes. See, lie perfectly with the. I can't trust this fair value gap, or rather trust this particular leg here. Yes, this reclaim order block to be the leg we might be reacting from. So my place is so I believe in my sell here at least to some extent. So and this particular leg here, I wasn't expecting it not to give us some kind of reaction. So I'm anticipating some reaction from it, which is actually giving us. Or maybe this leg is going to give us some levels into the highs and break this above this leg is what I don't personally trust. So I'm leaning towards sell for today. At least I'm leaning towards sell. I'm leaning towards sell. Based on the reaction we are having here and from this breakup block that we have here. So be trusting this particular place to be a re-entry for my actually this leg here, which is 16. We can actually make it 20 pips so that it's kind of 100 return. So that will be my re-entry from reclaim and unlock. So 1 hour, if at all if we are expecting some kind of movement into the low, into the highs, then I'm not expecting this massive close, except this candle want to kind of surge up. So I'll be leaning towards sell, and this will be my re-entry. Don't forget anything can happen in the market. So if at all I'm leaning toward this internal structure for us to buy from. I'm not expecting market to just buy from this high, even though we have this 4 hour internal structure to buy from. But bro, anything can happen. And with the shift we are creating here, can be anticipating that at least we're going to have some movements into the low. So looking at daily, as you can see, except if you want to create some kind of internal structure for it to do what? To move into the eyes. So can be risking two things in the markets, which is this particular leg here and this leg that we have here. Can be risking it at the same time risking this one too. So if I thought we were going to be buying from this leg, so here will be our trade. I can kind of make it 20 pips too also. If you kind of believe in the buy, but I'm not buying. I don't believe in the buy that much. I don't believe in that buy. I don't kind of believe in the buy. No, navigating through consolidation is something that is very, 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 very hard to do. So, okay, that'll be our trade for today. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.